So let's talk about LinkedIn. If you're not using LinkedIn to showcase or position yourself the right way, chances are that you are missing out. As a talent acquisition manager, I am always on LinkedIn. And many times when you apply to one of my roles, depending on the level of the role, I'm going to go to LinkedIn to check out your profile. The reason for that is because I want to get to learn a little bit more about your background, especially if the resume you provided is a little bit weak. So I have found that at times there are people that are applying to positions that are high level, and yet they are either not showing up on LinkedIn or their profile is bare minimum and they are not helping their chances. So here are a couple of tips that I have for you on how to improve your LinkedIn. So of course, I'm going to share with you at the very end my LinkedIn. It's going to be underneath as a link itself so that you can visit my profile. But don't only visit my profile, make sure that you're visiting profiles of people that are aligned to your background just to see how they too are positioning themselves out there. And again, like I said in one of my previous videos, it is not about copying content, it's about getting ideas on how to spice your profile itself. So these are areas that you might want to be improving. So let's start with the profile photo. Your picture needs to be a professionally taken picture. It doesn't mean that you have to go to a professional. It just means that you have to show up professionally. So get yourself a high quality, professionally looking picture so that it can stand out. The way I like to think about it is dress for the position that you're applying to. So if you're applying to be a sales representative or a sales professional, a marketer, or somebody that has a high level role, your picture should not be of you partying. It should be you dressed as the role that you're looking to land. Just make sure that you are representing yourself because people are going to be looking at that profile. They haven't spoken to you one bit yet. So you want to make sure that you're showing yourself the way you want to be recognized. The other thing is that underneath your name, there is a section called headline. That headline, if you look at my profile, you're going to see that I have a couple of messages for myself. It's not a huge message, but it basically describes who I am. I'll give you an example. When I was working at Nike, the main role that I hired for was marketers. So I remember that I would see marketers that would tell me a little bit of story if they were visual merchandise, whatever it was that they were doing, right? So you can have a blurb that says marketing strategist, growth through campaigns, whatever it is that you want to say. You just want to make sure that it precisely highlights what you're doing. The other section that you want to have is the about section. Now, in my about section, I have several paragraphs. I am not telling you that it has to be lengthy, but it should have enough information to showcase who you are in your profession, what you have accomplished, and what you're looking for. The experience section. Now, of course, I'm hoping that you're going to include your resume. But you should also be able to detail your experience. So think of it like when you're applying to a job that even though you uploaded the resume, it's still asking you certain questions. Make sure that you have the company, the time frame that you worked for it, the title, and also a simple blurb. It doesn't have to be as lengthy as what it shows up on your resume, but just a brief introduction, like a one-liner underneath each job title. Briefly describes, and again, if they want more information, they can open the resume. Then for skills and endorsements, one thing that I want you not to leave to chance is that just because your resume has your skills doesn't mean that you shouldn't take advantage of uploading your skills to each in the profile itself. The reason for that is if you're a job seeker and you're utilizing, if you're paying for the premium, when you're doing a job search, one of the pros of having the premium is that it can actually match you to the role that you're thinking of. And the more information you have provided to LinkedIn, the more it can actually identify your skills and tell you how you rate against that role. Therefore, you have the resume, you added the sections, make sure that you're also identifying those skills. And go a step further. Ask people that you work for or with to endorse you on those skills. That helps. And go a step further. Also ask them to provide a reference for you, because people like myself will read through the whole thing, and we want to know how your colleagues see you, how they think of you on a professional level. The other thing that I want you to know is about the custom URL. If you created an account, you know that the first time it is a big link and it has numbers and letters, right? It's a mess. I have mine shortened. You can do that the same way, and it's nicer. It has a better appearance so when you're adding it on your resume or on any other profile. So you can just make sure that you custom. And if you don't know how to do that, ask the question below and I'll show you how. The background image. If you look at my profile, you're going to see that my banner is for the company that I represent today. So besides me being a career coach and a resume writer, I also work for a company. So if I wanted to, I could remove that image and I could just put an image about career coaching. I could do that. You could do that too, especially if you're somebody who is okay with moving from company, but you're always going to stay within the same industry or the same type of role. If that's the case, let's say, for example, construction. You can have a banner that's specific to construction. Let's say that you're in safety. Your banner could be for safety. It could be just for marketing or sales. It does not necessarily have to be tied to the place that you're working, but it tells a story by image of who you are on a professional level, what you do. Engagement. This one is extremely important. I'm going to tell you why. You want to utilize LinkedIn for networking. Not just networking with people that you know, but also reaching out to potential people that can help you in the future. I'll give you an example of something that happened to me. I use LinkedIn, but I also use social media, especially Facebook. Now in Facebook, I joined many different groups that were associated with work. But when I moved from New York, I joined a group that was Women of Technology at the time. And because I was moving to Maryland, I knew that I was going to be looking for work. So I joined that group and I basically said, hey, I'm looking for work and this is the field that I'm looking for. I was able to make a connection with somebody who ended up employing me at Comcast. That same person ended up taking me to Nike. So I never met that person prior, but through networking, I was able to connect with her. You could be doing that on social media. You could be doing that on LinkedIn. The thing is that when you're doing these things, you're going to stay positive. You're not going to be engaging on political. You're not going to be engaging on religion. You are keeping your conversation specific to profession. And by liking their post, by commenting, especially if it's something that you are familiar with, you're adding your expertise. Even if it's just because you want to learn more about it and you're asking a question. It's all about keeping the conversation positive and making sure that you're engaging. Once you like, you comment, and you share, but when you share, make sure that you add a blurb, your thoughts. You're going to be increasing the visibility to your page and also increasing the followers, because people that you're engaging with, now they're coming onto your page as well. Remember, it's about networking. You never know who you'll meet. And again, it's not about you meeting them in person. It's about that relationship that you create that sometimes can help you land that next job. I hope that this helps you. Just know that LinkedIn is essential for you. You want to be sure that you're positioning yourself in a way that everybody has visibility to you. The job market is saturated right now, and you're competing, and chances are that you're not getting seen. And if you're not getting seen, if you feel that you've tried everything, networking is going to take you to the next level. I hope this helps. Post your questions below if you have any comments for me, if you think of any other ideas. But definitely, if you have a question, I would love to be able to help you. Good luck. Bye-bye.